Alright, so this is going to be a gameplay video of the URA finale scenario. It's going to be largely unedited so I can go over my thoughts and my decisions when and where I make them. So, along the way, hopefully it'll help you out with figuring out how I play the game, which you can certainly use, or you can come up with your own stuff and see what I'm doing wrong and avoid it. So we're going to go ahead and train Special Week here, who's good on turf, middle distance, long distance, as a pace or late racer. I believe she is better as a late unit. Let me see what her unique skill is. Ride the momentum and increase velocity after passing another runner toward the front. Late race. Okay, so that could probably be good for both. I'm going to try and set her up as a late distance racer. Let me just see if there's anything else here. Oh, okay, so she does have a skill for pace chasers, though. Okay, that might change my mind then. Yeah, we'll go for Pace Chaser then. And just since she gets a middle distance skill, we'll do middle pace. Easy. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm just going to auto-select legacies. Actually, I'll go ahead and include guests. Bakshins here. Fantastic news. So we're getting a few good boosts here spread out, and then a speed bonus too. Not bad at all. I don't think I'm going to get much use out of Anchors Away, unfortunately, as a pace chaser. The front runner going up isn't exactly helpful either, but wow, we've got a lot of gray sparks here. That's pretty good. But yeah, that sounds pretty good. I do like the turf sparks that we're getting here, so I'm liking this. I don't give a whole lot of thought to inheritance or whatever they're calling it here. I think it's inspiration. What I mostly try to look for is if you're, which we don't really have available to right now, if you have a high star count in one of like power, guts, or wit, that's usually a good unit. We also try to look for things that increase. Since I'm using her as a middle distance pacer, I would want to try and find stuff like in the pink category that says either middle distance or pacer. But turf is good, especially for turf racers, so we can potentially get this turf from an A to an S. But yeah, there's quite a bit that goes into the inspiration stuff. I'm not going to go over it here, but just know that when you're looking at these, I'll go over it a little bit actually. So you can see here, Goldship is giving us a guts boost, and then her parents, or inspirations I guess, are giving us stamina and power. We have a chance to get a boost in our turf potential. The higher star count you get, like either the higher a chance you have to get them, or the higher the effect is. The green factors are whether or not you're gonna inherit their unique skill no matter what, but you have a chance every time after that, every inspiration event, to receive hints, which makes it cheaper in the shop. And then the gray skills are other skills that we can get access to when we like clear a G1 or something along those lines. But yeah, that's all that really goes into there. You can raise these. You get them like randomly star counts, but you can raise them once you get into Tachyon's factor research if you were so inclined. We're just going to go ahead and there. So the difference between the me who failed the training in the beginner's guide and the me now is that I have a much better deck. So I'm focusing on every stat I can get just so I can have every form of rainbow training, which is really important. And I just got a follower who I followed back who has a 3 uncapped fine motion, which is phenomenal. So that's really helpful. Ordinarily, I would try to... I probably wouldn't use Kiryuin in this situation normally, but I don't have any other good speed cards, so she's fine to bring. She'll end up like reducing the amount of energy I need for training as long as she's there, so we'll accept that for right now. I think that this deck is pretty good for, you know, middle or long distances. If I was building, for instance, a dirt racer, I might try to bring like a speed and 2 power and then everything else, or if I was building like a short distancer, I might bring like a speed, or 2 speeds rather, maybe not a stamina card because they don't really need a lot of stamina, but typically whenever I am building a deck, I'll bring 2 speed and everything else, or if it has a scenario link that's actually important, like in UAF, which will come way down the line, or in Twinkle Legends, then I'll bring the group or friend card for that. But yeah, typically I like to bring 2 speed and then 1 of everything else. So we'll go ahead and start our career here. Get right into it. I'm not going to watch all of the story in this gameplay because I think that it really kind of just defeats the purpose of going over why I'm training the way I do if I'm stopping to read all of the story. If that's something that is interesting for other people, you know, you can play the game yourself or let me know, and in the future it's something I can think about doing. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and just shorten all the events just so we can go over how I train. So there at the inspiration event, we got a lot of boosts from our inspiration units, as well as you saw the skill hint for Anchors Away. So we got 2 hint levels, so that means if we go into the skill shop, Anchors Away is 20% off already. So that's what it means when you gain hint levels. My front runner aptitude went up, so now I have F, which isn't all that great, but it is what it is. While we're here, we're also going to look at these growth rate things here. So Special Week has a 20% boost in her stamina training and a 10% boost in wit. So whenever we train those, she is getting a little bit of a boost here. So immediately, what I want to do when I click training is I want to go and find what training has the most people in it. So that's Guts. Unfortunately for me, these are all units who will need to boost a lot. So why I want to train with these units here is because I want to get their little friendship bars, which is the blue bars under their icons, up as high as possible so that I can get friendship training as much as possible, because we'll get boosts from that. You'll notice also that some units, like Super Creek here, don't start with a starting bond. That's because this particular support card doesn't come with that boost. So every different support card will have different boosts you can get. But that's something you can look at from the support card screen. I don't know if you can actually do it from training, but let me see here. Oh, you can. Okay, so yeah, as you can see here with Digital, for example, she gets a friendship bonus, which will... She'll get a friendship bonus, which will boost the effects from friendship training. So she'll get that stat bonus whenever she gets a friendship training. She gets a boost whenever the motivation or mood is high, a training bonus, which is just general. That's her initial friendship gauge, which is the starting bond that I was talking about earlier. And then she gets race and fan bonuses, which I'm not particularly crazy about. She gets a hint level bonus, which, as we saw earlier with Anchors Away, will lower the cost of skills. The hint frequency up, which means that we can get her events more easily. I don't think she necessarily comes with a lot that we need, but that's good. And then because she isn't uptied or leveled up to these levels, we won't get an initial power or skill point bonus. But yeah, if you're looking at support cards you want to bring, you would ordinarily want to bring stuff that, you know, you can get skills that match your unit. I didn't really go over that at this point because I think most of my supports bring stuff that is either general or stuff that I think I can use. I don't think I'm going to be getting a whole lot of skills just because in the beginning you don't have a whole lot of access to getting skill points, but we'll go over skills later because I'll definitely need them. We can just take a look at Digital's skills right here. So medium straightaways is definitely something that we want to see. Late surger straightaways would be great if we were training for a late surger. Unfortunately, we're not. So when it says something like late surger in the bottom there, that means it'll only activate for your Uma if she meets that, if she's using that strategy. So if I use Special Week as a pace chaser and I have this skill, it won't activate. So that's why we want to try and pick stuff that matches, but we'll go over that once we're back in the skill shop. So let's see if anything else is going on. Nope. So we'll go ahead and train with Digital and Nishida Flower here. And yeah, we're just going to keep on doing this. We've got a support card event. I don't think I need to make a selection here. Yeah, so my maximum energy just went up as well, so that's great for later. We'll go ahead and train with Nishida Flower and Ines Fujin again. Okay, got a skill hint there. So since my energy is pretty low, I don't normally want to take risks on these. The only reason I would is if there was a rainbow training with a lot of people there. So I'm going to go ahead and rest this time. 50 energy. That's pretty good. You normally can either get either 30, 50, or 70. More often than not, you're going to get 50 unless you're like me and you just get 30 all the time, which is a point that was just disproven, but I digress. Yeah, we'll go ahead and... What I really want to do is I want to try and get Nishino Flower boosted, so we'll just go ahead and keep doing that. Super Creek is here because her skill is really good. I'd rather not train at a hint event where she's all by her lonesome. So we're just gonna go, we're getting Nishino Flower up there. We might, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and train speed here. Because I still would like to place as high as I can in the make debut, even though I don't necessarily have to win it. But yeah, early game, I'm always just, okay, mood just went up, that's great. So, since my, wow, okay, we're already good, off to a great start. So, when your mood increases, you get another training boost. So basically all my stats will now increase accordingly by 20% and by, excuse me, 4% as well. Now, the other thing to know is that if your mood goes below normal, you'll be suffering detriments. So if you go below normal, you want to try and fix that as quick as possible. I've seen people say, like, oh, you just want to do, you want to go on an outing, which is this orange button down here. If your mood is at normal, I don't typically worry about it too much. If I'm at normal, then that's usually fine by me. I don't really stress about it all that much. Okay, this is probably fine to do. So Nishino Flower is almost at the point where we can start getting rainbow or friendship trainings. Now, the choices you make on these support card events will, more often than not, get you different things. I think I've been clicking very mature on these ones because I get, yeah, a wit bonus there. So if I had clicked the other option, I might not have gotten that. I don't remember what I get from that, but through trial and error or by looking at Game Tour, you can figure out what best benefits you. There's an update in the Japanese version where you can actually see what it gives you. I hope they implement that soon because that was extraordinarily helpful. Oh, I need to rest. Okay, back up pretty high. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and train stamina because we're going to need that later anyway. And just a lot of people here. Man, Super Creek is really getting ignored here. I think we'll go ahead and get Nishino Flower up to orange. So now that she's in the orange zone, now she'll be able to get us friendship training. So let's see how I'm doing here. Very good. All right. So double circles and everything means that I'm pretty much guaranteed to win this race. Yeah, we're going to change that to Pace Chaser, just so we can see how she's performing. We'll go ahead and watch this race. Why not? Just so we can kind of go over what's going on eventually. Maybe I'll cut out this loading screen thing. I don't know. If I didn't cut it out, you'll know this is super unedited. Alright, let's see if we get a late start. Every so often you can get off to a late start. I believe if your wit is high enough, then you can avoid that, but it just means that you start off a little bit behind. So you can see that since Special Week is a pace chaser, she's trying to stay close to the head of the pack. Those two units ahead of her are probably front runners. So every different strategy that you use will have different placements, basically. So front runners will try to stay ahead for the entire race. Pace chasers will try to stay close to the top, but will obviously be behind front runners. Late surgers will try to stay in like the back of the middle, and then end closers usually will stay at the back. So, while our placement is good, the real important part of the race is the final spurt, when she tries to take over and get to the finish line. So you can see up at the top, once we get to this last line here, that's the final corner. And then in the late spurt, Special Week should blast ahead of everybody and win incredibly impressively. Okay, doesn't look like she's going to get stuck. The other thing is, every so often, your horse girl... Oh, there goes the unique skill. So, because she was in a position and competing, I believe, we'll have a look at her unique skill in a little bit to see how it activates. But every unique skill, much like a lot of other skills, have activation What's the word? They have set circumstances in which they activate. So you want to look at those and see kind of like what matches. I'm pretty sure her unique skill activates when she's trying to overtake late race. I think we already went over that. Yeah, that sounds right. So since she was trying to overtake, her unique skill activated, and she won the race. So we'll go ahead and skip ahead here. Good job, Special Week. Alright, we'll go ahead and advance here. Our fan count's gone up. We're now in beginner level. Fantastic news. Sometimes you'll need a fan count to access certain races. Sometimes you'll have goals that actually are achieved fan counts. We'll go over goals in a moment here. So yeah, all of my goals look like just to place highly. So we'll go next here, and I'll go over this again. So yeah, here you can take a look at your goals. As you can see here, for the Japanese Derby, I'm going to need to have 6,000 fans or above. I can probably get that from the Kisaragi show, so that'll be fine too. But eventually I'm going to need to have over 25,000 fans, which shouldn't be a problem. Normally if you're winning races, you don't have to worry about that. Up here in the top left corner, you can see we have 14 turns to basically get into a position to place in the Kisaragi show. But nothing much has changed. I wonder if I can get away with something here. It's not really worth it if I do so, so I'm just going to go ahead and rest again. Here's Otonashi. So whenever I train with Otonashi, she will give me skill points, basically. A little bit of them. So let's see here. We're going to go with the dishes are cute. Okay, we're charming. So if you go here, you can also see the effects of charming, which basically means that I'm going to be building my friendships with training partners faster, which is great. So if we can find... Okay, perfect, yeah. So when I train here, now all of these blue bars will fill even more. Alright, so I trained at stamina a couple times, so now my training facility level is increased. So all that means is that now, if I train at stamina again, I will have a little more of a boost. So these can all go up to level 5. Let's see here. I really need to be training Super Creek. But not much has changed. I don't really have anything that I need to be worrying about right now. We'll go ahead and trade speed again just because so many people are here. The other thing is when you're training with a bunch of people, you do get a bit of a boost from all of them. I believe it's like a 5% boost or something, but the more people who are at your facility, the more of a boost you will get, naturally. I'm willing to take a chance on that, but... yeah, I think we'll go with Super Creek here because she's fallen a little behind. I mentioned Otonashi, but when you're training with Akikawa, I believe she also gets you skill points. Okay, so I just got a skill hint for a gold skill in Swinging Maestro. This one's really good. It's the reason that everybody really wants to bring Super Creek is for Swinging Maestro, because you can recover endurance on, I believe, every corner. Or randomly, of course, but let's see here. Now I really need to rest again. All right. Agnes Digital's getting up to no good, as per usual. So now we're getting a lot of skills. Everybody's kind of spread out here. I'm going to go ahead and train Wit just because I think it'll get Agnes Digital up to orange. It did not. All right, let's see here. So... when you read these choices, you can kind of determine what they're going to do. Like, I'm pretty sure that the top option here is going to recover energy, and the bottom will probably be a power boost. Let's see if I'm right. I'm going to go ahead and try to recover energy. Yep. So, it just takes a little bit of initiative sometimes. Yeah, let's get Digital up to orange and train with Super Creek a little bit. Okay. Boosting that. You might be wondering what Infirmary is for, by the way. That's if I get a negative status effect. They'll appear here as blue conditions. So if you get a blue condition, ordinarily you want to try and go to the Infirmary as quickly as possible. Usually when I get one, I basically immediately go to the Infirmary. But hopefully that doesn't happen, because that would pretty much be a waste of a turn. Let's see here. Let's pick this one. It is important to train and have fun. Okay, I got a new condition. Fantastic. And I wasn't even trying to. What does this one do? A decreased chance of failing training. Fantastic. So, let's see. What else? I like this. Okay. So, basically all of my supports except for Super Creek are up to orange. So now I can try to start focusing on not only bringing Super Creek up, because eventually I will need to be training stamina, but I can try to focus on other stuff that I might be missing. So I'd really like to get all of my stats up to E level for the time being, just because I think it'll look nice and even. Oh, we got a friendship training. So you do get a boost from this. So like I said earlier, if your support cards have these friendship bonus, then that's the bonus you get from training. So both Nishino Flower and Agnes Digital have a 15% boost each. So we're getting some sort, I don't remember if it's multiplicative or additive, but you get a pretty nice boost for training here. You can see we get a 16 boost here, whereas if we were to train, you know, anywhere else, we might not get that much, but we are getting a pretty sizable stamina boost here as well, actually. That's pretty nice. So we're going to go ahead and train here. Ordinarily, you want to train whenever you have a friendship bonus active just because of the great stat boost. The only reason I wouldn't is because if I needed to rest, or if because there was some other extenuating circumstance, like if I needed to train, if I had the choice between training in a rainbow training or a training with like 4 supports at a training location, I'd probably pick the 4 supports. But it's all down to what you think you need at the time. Like sometimes if you've got a rainbow training in speed, but you think your speed is good enough, you can train somewhere else. Why don't we go ahead and work on your strong points? Because I think that'll get, yeah, a stat boost. So now I've got a choice. I can train in speed, I can train in wit, or I can try and get Super Creek's friendship bar up. We're largely ignoring Super Creek right now just because she's not showing up in the trainings that I want her to. So we're going to go ahead. I feel like I am ignoring Guts a little bit, but once Ines Fujin decides she wants to show up there, then I'll start worrying about that just a little bit more. Condition unchanged, so we just got it again. Alright, let's see if Super Creek is actually... Nope, Super Creek decided not to show up today. Alright. Yeah, we might as well go ahead and train in Wit here. Alright, so Wit's leveled up. Great. Okay, how are we looking prediction-wise? Because I bet we're going to have... Yeah, we have a single circle in Guts and a single circle in Speed. So... in the trainings coming up, I will probably need to be focusing on that a little bit more. Okay, this is a race I haven't won before, so I'm forced to watch it. I think she is still the #1 favorite, so this should be largely fine. And it is snowing, so the turf's not in good condition. I'll just go ahead and skip to the end of the race here. We'll watch that. Oh, she's got a commanding lead. She's got a nice little blue tint to her outfit too. Just a nice little effect from the snow, I suppose. Alright, this race is pretty much a foregone conclusion, so I'll just go ahead and skip ahead. Oh, I got a trophy for winning the race the first time. That's always good, to get a few more carrots, so that I can use them on the TM Pro banner that's going on right now. Alright. Placing top 5 in Kisaragi Show. So next up is the Japanese Derby, which is probably going to be a little harder. I've only got 6 turns, and I really need to be focusing on my speed and guts. If only people would show up to guts, I could get a little more of a boost there. Let's see. Oh, okay. Stamina will give me a bit of a boost in guts, too. That's good. This is really going to mess me up later, because if I don't train in the guts facility, then I'm not going to have it properly leveled, which is a bit of a worry. Super Creek decided not to show up again. I'm just going to go ahead and train guts so I can get it up to E, and we'll see if that's going to start being a stat we... I don't even know what I'm saying. Go home and rest so we can get a little more rest so I don't fail the next training. We got a rainbow training for power. Okay, great. I guess I should go over what all the stats do, huh? But first, we've got an inspiration event. Yo. So here we'll get a bit more of a boost. Let's see what we got. A lot of stat boosts. a hint level up for ramp up. We can see like what all we're getting. So you can see over here that not only are we getting boosts from our 2 main inspiration units, but the units that they use for inspiration as well. So whatever we get here is from basically 6 other units. I'm going to go ahead and rest before I go over the stats real quick. Let's take this experience and learn from it. Why not? A bit of a stamina boost. So, speed is pretty obvious. I went over this in the beginner's guide, but I'll go over it again here. Speed is how fast your umamusume will go. Stamina, you can think of as HP. This depletes when you're either... this depletes over time when you're running, but if you are trying to take over, or if you're trying to basically reach your top speed, it'll expend more of it, so you want to keep this pretty high. Power affects, I believe, your uphill acceleration keep, so the more you have, the better you are with uphill. I think it also affects your acceleration. Yeah, that sounds right. Acceleration and velocity, so it helps you reach top speed. Guts realistically only really affects your stamina usage in the final spurt, so it's important. And then wit affects your skill activation primarily, and other things in the background of the race, like if you panic or if you get affected by red skills, which are debuffs, so stuff like that. We're going to go ahead and train wit just because Super Creek is here. But my next thing is probably going to be guts, whether I want it or not. Beeline Burst, got another gold skill. I said it was going to be guts, but Super Creek's here, and she's almost at the orange level. I think we can probably win the Japanese Derby. Let's see. It's not looking good. My speed definitely needs a bit more focus. It doesn't look like... I don't think she's going to be the #1 favorite, but this isn't enough to really concern me enough to want to go get skills. So, because I have to place in the top 5. So if I place in the top 5, at least I'll be happy. I don't have to win every single race in this scenario. So, oh, I still am the #1 favorite. Okay, cool. So, we'll just go ahead and view the results of this race. Oh, she did place first. Look at that. That's what I get for doubting, I guess. Alright, so, yeah, we don't have to worry about fans ever again, because we're at 41,000 now. That's just one last thing I have to be concerned about. Alright, placing in top 3 in the Kikuka show. We should also be coming up, yep. So summer training is going to come up in 2 turns. Summer training we want to make sure we're prepared for. So no matter what, I want my energy meter to be full when summer training rolls around. So I'm going to go ahead and train with Super Creek so we can get her up to orange. And then if I have a Wit Rainbow training, that's what I'm going to do. This should recover my energy as well. If I pick I would per chance. I believe that gets me a mood boost and an energy boost. Yep. Alright, so just to feel something, I'll go ahead and train in Wit just so my energy stays high. Okay, in extra training, if you pick the top option, then you'll expend 5 energy to get 5 more of the stat that you were training. And in the bottom one, you'll just gain energy. I ordinarily always go for the top one just to get a little bit of extra stats. So, in summer, all of your training facilities are treated as if they're level 5. So, you want to make use of this whenever you're here. You're here for 4 turns. So, because there are 3 people here, I'm going to go ahead and train in Power. I've got a Rainbow training in Guts. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. I need to get my speed probably up to at least D. In my next opportunity, I'm going to train Wit so I can spend more time training. You don't have to rest at the beach if you don't have to. I would recommend training in Wit at least once, just so you can maintain your energy. However, if you do rest, you get a set amount of energy that's alright, and your mood will go up. So if your mood is pathetic and you're near summer, you can certainly rest if you need to. But we're going to go ahead, let's see here. So I have no failure rates, that's good. I'm just going to go ahead and train in speed. We get a little more boost there. The other thing is, if you go to Recreation, I can hang out with Kiryuin because I brought her as a support card, who will get me usually a mood boost, but she'll also boost energy on the first one. We'll have friend cards later you can bring who... Oh, I got a migraine. Alright, so I'm going to the infirmary immediately. because I don't want to deal with it. I didn't check to see what it is, but blue conditions are never good, so I don't think about it too hard. Alright, let's see. What have we got going on? I'm not getting a lot of... I'm really not getting a lot of rainbow trainings as of this moment. Now, the other thing with keeping your mood high is that it also affects your race stats. So if you have a high mood, then more often than not, you'll do better in races. So my guts is still pathetically no. We already know this. I don't think she's going to be a top favorite this time. We'll see. She's still the #1 favorite. Okay. Every time I doubt special week, she comes in 4th. Alright, so that's not high enough. We're going to have to try again. I get a free try again. So it might be time to start thinking about getting skills. First place that time. So she might have got stuck in the last race. Or she might have been a victim of devious tricks. Alright. So we have a couple of missions before our next race. I need to get my guts up no matter what. And I might want to start thinking about skills depending on how my predictions look for the next race. We want to take the front position because we're going to be pace chasers. So speed's up. Okay, stamina also trains in guts, so it's fair that I would do this. My stamina is probably good for right now, so I'm going to start... If I have friendship trainings there, I'm going to just ignore it for the time being. Just have fun eating. I think that'll recover your energy a little. Yeah. Perfect. Guts. All right. Let's get that up a little bit more. So the problem with Kiryuin is I don't think that her further events will raise my energy anymore, but if I really need to increase my mood, then I'll go on another outing with her. For now, I'm just going to ignore her, though. My wit's probably going to be fine after this as well, since it's at C. Wit has leveled up. I want to... Well, we'll get stronger, because I think that'll increase in power. Oh, our energy. Well, I made the wrong call there. I want to train in guts, but Ines Fujin just refuses to show up. Well, we'll train in guts, because I really need to be focusing on that. If it's in triangle, then I'm concerned. Ooh, hamburger steak. Okay, so my mood went up. That's fantastic. This is a really good boost to wit, so I'm a little tempted. Why not? We get a hint out of it too. I think I will buy skills at the start of my next race, just so I can stand a little bit more of a chance, and I've got the wit to make use of it. Shooting star is leveled up. I believe my speed was also at a bit of a concerning level, so we'll go ahead and raise speed a little bit more. Give me guts. Dang. Well, nobody's here, so that wasn't great, but I really would have liked it to be higher. Okay, so we got a little bit of a visit from Ines Fujin to help us out there. This will put my power up at C, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Go ahead and do another rest. My mood went to Night Owl. What the heck happened? Get some more inspiration here. See if we got anything else that's good. So no aptitudes went up. So that was the last inspiration event, so we're not going to get any more of those. I kind of have no choice. Let me see what Night Owl does, because I think it has to do with her lack of sleep may cause her to lose energy. So yeah, that's pretty bad. So we're going to go ahead and go to the infirmary and solve that. Her mood's down again. All right. So let's have a look at the predictions here and see how I'm doing. Stamina's low because this is a long distance race. So in order to take care of that, I think this will be the point where I go ahead and pick up Swinging Maestro. Let's just see if there's anything else that I really want to use. Okay, Anchors Away is actually not a specific skill for late surgers. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's see if there's anything else that I really want. Slightly increased velocity in the last spurt. Yeah, that's good. That's whenever you get a skill that like takes effect in the last spurt, especially one that increases your velocity or acceleration, that's normally a really good one to have. Yeah, the rest of these are like okay. I would really like to get Beeline Burst, but for right now I think these are fine. So, hopefully Special Week will win this one. She's the #1 favorite, so I've got faith. I think after this race, I might go and hang out with Kiryuin just to get my mood up a little bit. Ah, is that Gold Chip? Hi, Gold Chip. Alright, not bad. I think I only have to place in top 3, so if I don't beat Saiyan Sky, it's not really that big a deal, but I would really like to. Is that TM Upper? Oh, everybody's in this race. She won. Look at that. Alright. It's my first time winning the Spring 10-0 show, too. This is going phenomenally well. Never doubt Special Week is what I'm learning. Alright, so we've only got 2 skills, or 2 races, 2 goals even, left. Alright, let's see what this is first. Okay, Guts. Yeah, I really need to... Ines Fujin finally decided to show up, so we'll worry about mood in a moment. Yeah. So there's no rainbow training, so I'll go ahead and get the mood up. Do you play alone on the seesaw? What a terrible thing to say. Oh, she does boost energy on that one. Okay, good. That'll be great to know for later. So summer is coming up again. I don't really need to do that right now. I'll go ahead and train it in its speed. Go ahead, I guess, because I'm probably just going to be resting on this turn. Yeah, there's no reason not to rest on this turn. Alright, so back at it again. I guess we're training in Wit immediately. Rainbow training at the beach is the way to do it. Obviously, I need my guts to be a little higher, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Maybe if we're lucky, we can get up to C rank, but I don't think that's going to happen. Do I need power, or do I think I probably need stamina? Please don't fail at 2%. Thank goodness. Alright, I feel like that was a really successful beach trip. Alright, let's go ahead and rest again. Oh, we can boost power, we can boost wit. I think wit is probably the way to go here. I think I might be able to afford beeline burst at my next thing. Well, we'll work on strength, get some power up here. I think we should probably work on guts a little more, even though it's just Otanashi here. Alright, I'll always take a level up to training facilities. Speed Star, neat. I wish somebody would show up here. If I train in stamina, that would probably... let me see something here. The Japan Cup is a middle distance course, and then the Arima Kinen is long distance. So we'll probably need to train a little more in stamina. I am going to do it here. This is wit, I'm training in it. Yep. Okay, let's have a look at our predictions real quick. Alright, so Hayakawa's saying that we're a prominent contender, so we're not going to be the #1 favorite this time. So that's enough to concern me to get a skill. And I did say I wanted Beeline Burst, so that's the one I'm picking up. It's going to be a little tricky to get skills going forward, so hopefully she does alright in this race. What level favorite am I? I'm still the #1 favorite. Hayakawa's lying to me. Okay, let's see how this goes. Once again, I'll skip to the final spurt and see what happens. She's a little behind, but she should have a lot of skills activate at the final spurt. She should. She might not need it. Is she getting taken over? Alright, home stretch, beeline burst. Perfect. I need you to pass at least Symboli Rudolph Special Week. So Condor Passa's winning. Special Week came in second. We take those. So we absolutely have to win our next race. So we'll just have to see how our skills are looking in a moment. I have one turn. Well, not a lot of time to think about it at all, actually. Could you give us some pointers on training? That should recover my energy a little bit. Okay. I think I would like to train in power here. Fortunately for me, I don't think there are a whole lot of long-distance experts in the game yet, so hopefully I've got a pretty good advantage here. Okay, she's going to be a prominent contender. I might not win this race. We'll just have to see what happens. Yeah, we'll watch the final spurt just for some action. And if I lose it, then we won't. Okay. Let's see what's going on. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. So I think our rival in this race looks like it's Grass Wonder, so hopefully Special Week can just maintain her lead. Uh-oh. Here comes McQueen. Oh, no! Oh, no, we got overtaken at the last second. Okay. So the game should give me a couple more chances to retry this race. So hopefully she wins in one of them. We're just going to go ahead and view results on this. There we go. See? It all worked out in the end. So whenever you do that, you also get a mood boost, as you saw. So, since we won, we can now enter into the URA finale. And I swear this time I'm going to win. I've only won it once, just because I haven't had very good supports. But this time for real. Alright, I kind of have no choice but to rest on this turn, which is not ideal, but what can you do? How are we doing here? My speed is low. Interesting. I should have a bunch more skill points, though. So let's see. If I'm going to use this now, I might as well. Not a whole lot going on here. Cellular recover endurance mid-race could be helpful later. I don't think... What kind of race is this? It's a middle distance one, so that skill won't help me. Over standard distances? How long is this race? 2,000 meters. Yeah, why not? I'll get standard distance. Oh, wait, I could? Yeah, why not? Alright, I'm the number one favorite, so if I click view results, I better see the one number. Phenomenal. Alright, so we're moving on to round 2. So I should be able to train something. Apparently I need to train speed. We get a little boost for winning that race. Perfect. Alright, let's see how we're looking this time. I can't buy any skills, so... Oh, that's not as good. Okay, I'm still the number one favorite somehow, so let's see. Second place. I can try again one more time. I might as well. If I don't, then my training scenario ends here, so... Lovely. We're putting it all on chance for the next one. Alright, another boost. My speed should be... I think it's, yeah, C+ now. Even if I had a failure right here, I'd probably still send it, just because it's the last turn anyway. The worst that could happen is you fail it, and then your mood goes down significantly. Let's see. What do I think I need? Probably Guts still. I'll go ahead and train Guts. Okay, since I won that race, yeah, I do have skill points. Let's have a look at our prediction. Terrible. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, let's see here. What can I get? Well, I guess the only real choice is ramp up, which I'm fine with. I don't think we're going to be passing another runner mid-race. And if we are, I don't think it's really going to affect anything. But we'll go ahead and watch this one. Happy Meek's in it. If I don't win, Happy Meek should win. I'm the number 2 favorite. I wonder who behind. Okay. Let's see. I wonder who the number 1 favorite could possibly be. Where is Happy Meek? There she is. She's the number 8 favorite? What happened? So we have to beat Mayano Top Gun. That should be a struggle. Oh, I got a late start. No. Oh, that's really bad. Alright. I'm an 8th. That's not great. Alright, you've got a long way to go, Special Week. Oh man, I don't think there's any world she wins this race. She's trying, that's for sure. No, doesn't look like she's making it, unfortunately. Oh, well, that'll happen, won't it? 5th place is higher than I thought she was gonna finish. I've been struggling with this anyway since it's so early in the game. Clearly, it's still fine. But yeah, that's about it. We technically did clear the training. The URA finals is just kind of like a an extra little scenario and giving you a chance to get a few more boosts. Not bursts. Let's see if I can actually get any skills. I don't think I can. No, I cannot. So we'll go ahead and complete our career. And it should show us a bunch of cool stuff. Ooh, a B rank. That's good. All right. That's not bad at all. So if I were to use Special Week as a inspiration unit, I get a 2-star Late Surger chance. Shooting Stars got a good chance, and then a Guts boost, which is pretty good. And then standard distance and corner recovery I can get from winning G1s. Stuff like that. We've already gone over it. She's a double crown. Oh, look at that. I didn't know that showed up there. And this is obviously the best Special Week I've trained, since she's the only Special Week I've trained. But yeah, all done there. And then her affection goes up. If your affection goes up, you can unlock her special story, which is really the only thing that it's used for right now. But that is about it. My Cure Ewing card should level up, and then because these are all at max, I get support points from it, and I get a little bit of money for my trouble. And then the event that's going on, I get some rewards. And that is about all there is from training. I can go and put her on my team directly if I so chose. And since she's a B, I'll go ahead and replace Majuro McQueen, who is a C on my team. But yeah, in terms of training, that's about it. That's what runs through my head whenever I do training. So hopefully that's helpful for you. If you have any questions, let me know. And we'll see what we can work out. But yeah, that is about it. So I will see you guys later.